Imagine a language that defies every known linguistic rule, a tongue so ancient and alien that its very existence challenges the foundations of human history. What if I told you such a language isn't just a fantasy, but a real-world enigma baffling scholars for centuries? A language with no discernible origin, no clear relatives, and a structure so bizarre it seems to whisper from another dimension entirely. Welcome to the mystery of the Voynich Manuscript. Prepare to have your understanding of communication, and perhaps reality itself, profoundly shaken. To unravel this profound enigma, we must first journey back to the early 20th century. The year is 1912. An antique book dealer named Wilfred Voynich, on a relentless hunt for rare texts, stumbled upon a collection of manuscripts in a crumbling Jesuit villa near Frascati, Italy. Among them was an unassuming leather-bound codex, roughly 240 vellum pages thick, filled with strange drawings of unknown plants, celestial charts that defied known astronomy, naked women bathing in bizarre plumbing systems, and most importantly, an elegant, flowing script that no one had ever seen before. Voynich immediately recognized its immense historical significance, even if he couldn't comprehend a single word. He acquired it, brought it to America, and thus introduced the world to the manuscript that would forever bear his name, the Voynich Manuscript. From the moment it was unveiled, the manuscript became an instant obsession for cryptographers, historians, and linguists alike. Its pages were a tantalizing puzzle, a seemingly coherent text written in an alphabet of around 20 to 30 unique characters, some resembling Latin letters, others completely foreign. The script read from left to right, like European languages, and exhibited statistical properties eerily similar to natural languages. Certain characters appeared more frequently, word lengths followed predictable patterns, and specific characters often appeared together. However, every attempt to decode it, to link it to any known language, ancient or modern, failed spectacularly. It was like observing echoes of linguistic patterns without a single identifiable source. Could it be a lost language, a unique script for a forgotten tongue? Or something far more complex, a code designed to be utterly unbreakable? Initially, many speculated it was a coded message, perhaps from a forgotten alchemist or a secret society. After all, the 15th century, to which the manuscript was later carbon dated, was an era rich with clandestine groups and hidden knowledge. However, renowned codebreakers, individuals who had successfully cracked military ciphers during 2 world wars, were utterly stumped. They applied every cryptanalytic technique known to man, from frequency analysis to more complex statistical methods. Nothing yielded a meaningful result. The text resisted all efforts, remaining stubbornly opaque. Cryptanalyst William F. Friedman, who broke Japan's purple cipher during W. spent decades on the Voynich, only to admit defeat. That's how deep this rabbit hole goes. The illustrations themselves only deepen the mystery. The botanical section depicted plants that botanists could not identify, featuring fantastical roots and leaves. The astronomical section showcased suns, moons, and stars in configurations that didn't align with medieval astronomy, sometimes with tiny female figures connected to them by a seemingly arbitrary network of lines. The balneological section, our bathing women chapter, was perhaps the most unsettling, with its interconnected pools and pipes suggesting some kind of ritual or anatomical study that has no parallel in human history. Every visual clue served only to amplify the manuscript's alien nature, forcing researchers to confront the possibility that the text, and perhaps the very knowledge it contained, was from an entirely different paradigm. Then came the more outlandish theories, born out of sheer frustration. Was it an elaborate hoax, a meaningless collection of scribbles designed to fool some wealthy patron? While plausible, the sheer volume and consistent structure of the script made this unlikely. Creating such a complex, seemingly coherent but ultimately nonsensical text would have required an extraordinary amount of effort, skill, and linguistic discipline from the forger. It wasn't just random gibberish. It had internal consistency, a hidden grammar that researchers could sense but could not grasp. It felt like a language, but one without an entry point. Or, what if it was an extraterrestrial language, a message from an interstellar visitor, perhaps a time traveler? The thought, while thrilling, lacked concrete evidence, yet it reflected the desperation of brilliant minds faced with an intractable problem. The more conventional theories struggled even to take root. Later efforts shifted focus. Instead of trying to decode it, linguists began to analyze its structural properties. They found that certain words appeared to have prefixes, roots, and suffixes, suggesting a morphological structure. But unlike known languages where these components carry specific meanings, here they seem to be combined in ways that made no sense. For example, some words might only appear in the botanical section, others exclusively in the astronomical. Yet, no definitive pattern emerged. It was like observing the shell of a creature, understanding its form, but being utterly unable to comprehend its internal workings. Could the Voynich be a polyalphabetic cipher, where characters change value based on their position or other factors? Or a steganographic text, hiding its true message within seemingly innocent words? While these methods exist, the statistical analyses performed on the Voynich suggest a more fundamental barrier. The language doesn't behave like a typical cipher of the era. It's too regular to be random and too irregular to be a straightforward substitution. It breaks the rules of almost every known cryptographic system, leading some to theorize about microscript, where tiny, almost invisible notations within the characters hold the real key. This level of complexity would have been revolutionary for the 15th century and remains a staggering feat even today, if true. The latest attempts to crack the Voynich have utilized artificial intelligence and machine learning, hoping that algorithms could detect patterns too subtle for the human mind. Some AI programs have suggested that it resembles Hebrew, or even a form of Proto-Romance languages. However, these suggestions often come with caveats. The AI only identified similar word patterns, not actual translations. And when human linguists tried to apply these findings, the translations were often nonsensical, like strings of unrelated medical or botanical terms. One researcher even claimed to have translated a portion into archaic Hebrew, revealing mundane drug prescriptions and astronomical details. But their work has not been independently verified or replicated. The AI solutions, while intriguing, have yet to provide a definitive breakthrough, leaving us still in the dark. The ghost of truth seems to flit just out of reach. The Voynich Manuscript stands today as one of history's most enduring and profound mysteries. It challenges our understanding of human communication, of knowledge, and even of time itself. Is it a record of a lost civilization's wisdom, meticulously preserved but now completely inaccessible? Is it a meticulously crafted 5-century-long prank, an intellectual joke played on humanity? Or could it be something even more profound, a fragment of information from a reality fundamentally different from our own, a language that truly shouldn't exist by earthly standards? The very existence of an uncrackable language forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge, reminding us that there are still secrets in the universe, perhaps even on our own planet, that remain utterly beyond our grasp. The Voynich Manuscript whispers from the past, a silent, inscrutable testament to the unknown, waiting for a key that may never be found. To this day, the paper remains sealed, the words trapped within its pages, a language without a voice. Its implications are staggering, and its silence deafening. If you want more impossible mysteries, the next video explores the strange case of an entire village that vanished overnight, leaving only a single ominous note. Subscribe to connect the threads of the unspoken and the unseen.